you ever stood in front of 36 different ice cream flavors? Mango, pistachio, strawberry, Belgian chocolate, all lit up under those bright, tempting lights? Yeah, me too. It should feel like joy, right? Endless options, total freedom. What's not to love? But here's the strange thing. What started off feeling exciting suddenly felt kind of like a trap. Let me explain. I remember walking into this ice cream shop one day, confident, curious, ready to treat myself. I picked a flavor, took a bite, and then, boom, this weird little thought popped up. What if one of the others was better? And that moment stuck with me. I now call it my ice cream paradox, and it didn't stop there. That same feeling started showing up in other parts of life, at work, in relationships, even when I tried to make weekend plans. It's that feeling of excitement, followed by this unexpected emptiness. Like you've got so many choices, but none of them feel quite right. Have you ever felt that way too? Welcome to 9 Minutes Ignites. In today's episode, we're cracking open one of the biggest silent killers of peace, happiness, and satisfaction, choice overload. You'll learn why too many options make us less happy, dissatisfied, or anxious, the science behind decision fatigue, and the paradox of choice, and most importantly, 3 practical tools to protect your energy and ignite your clarity. Let's dive in. So let's rewind. That day in the ice cream shop, I left feeling unsettled. Weird, right? I had something sweet in hand, but in my mind, unsatisfied. What I didn't know back then was that this was just a small reflection of a much bigger issue. I started noticing it everywhere. I'd open Netflix and scroll for 40 minutes, only to give up and go to bed. I'd stand in front of my closet thinking, I have nothing to wear. I'd browse Amazon for a single phone charger and get hit with 300 options. And here's what I found in the research. This isn't just me, it's all of us. Just a few decades ago, our grandparents and even parents lived in a very different world. Back then, choices were limited. A couple of styles of jeans, 3 or 4 brands of chocolate bars, a single black and white TV channel. There was less variety, yes, but also less stress about making the perfect decision. Fast forward to today. Now we have hundreds of channels, thousands of online stores, endless scrolling. In many ways, it seems like progress. But what we've gained in options, we've lost in peace of mind. Too many choices don't just give us options. They raise our expectations. They make us constantly wonder, could I have chosen better? And that right there is where dissatisfaction begins. Let me tell you an interesting experiment, the JAM study. In early 2000, psychologist Sheena Iyengar set up 2 tables in a grocery store. One had 24 flavors of jam. The other had just 6. Let me ask you a question. Which table made people more likely to buy? You'd think the one with more choices, right? That was my answer too. But research reveals something very fascinating about the human brain and psychology. Nope. The 6 jam table generated multiple times more sales. Why? Because the more options we have, the harder it becomes to commit. Our brains start spinning in uncertainty, fearing regret, and freezing in place. This is called choice overload, and it's silently draining our peace. When we make too many micro decisions, our minds burn out, and suddenly everything feels heavy. Even simple things. We start saying, what if I made the wrong choice? Should I have waited for the big sale? Did I miss something better? And here's the trap. We think we're choosing freely, but really, we're just getting buried. Let us dive into Barry Schwartz and the paradox of choice. This experience I had, the second guessing, the underwhelm, the paralysis, isn't new. Psychologist Barry Schwartz, in his groundbreaking book, The Paradox of Choice, Why More is Less, dives deep into this phenomenon. Schwartz explains that while autonomy and freedom of choice are essential, an overabundance of options can lead to decision fatigue, regret, and even depression. In his famous TED Talk, he shares how modern society's obsession with maximizing options is backfiring, making us not more free, but more anxious and unfulfilled. Think about it. The more jam flavors, the more genes, the more dating profiles, the less joy we feel. According to Schwartz, eliminating unnecessary choices can help people focus better, reduce anxiety, and feel more satisfied. That's what I was beginning to realize in my own life. My turning point, from noise to clarity. Once I realized this wasn't just an ice cream problem, it changed the game. I started paying attention and talking about it with people around me. This is when I knew we're all secretly exhausted from choosing. So I made a shift. Now, I intentionally choose less. Fewer apps, fewer clothes, fewer maybe plans, but more energy, more peace, and more satisfaction with what I do choose. Because when you cut the noise, you finally hear your own voice. Here are 3 simple tools I practice escaping choice overload. Tool 1, limit by design. Create rules. Not everything needs to be decided in the moment. Only allow yourself 10 minutes to decide what to watch. Limit the restaurant menu browsing to 3 options max. Use a preset wardrobe or meal plan during weekdays. Tool 2, set good enough standards. Shift from maximizing to satisfying. Instead of finding the best phone, pick one that meets your top 3 needs and commit. Instead of dating endlessly, get clear on non-negotiables and stop swiping when you find them. Satisfaction rises when we stop chasing the impossible best and choose what's right for now and aligns to our needs. Tool 3, practice pre-decisions. Reduce daily friction by choosing in advance. Plan tomorrow's outfit tonight. Pre-decide your workout days. Pick your top 3 weekly goals every Sunday. Each pre-decision frees up mental space and strengthens self-trust. Here's what I've learned. Freedom doesn't come from more choices. It comes from fewer, better ones. So here's your ignition moment. Choose less. Feel more. And the next time you walk into an ice cream shop, don't stress the 36 flavors. Pick one, enjoy it, and own your choice. Because the power of your life is not in what you could choose. It's in what you do choose. If this episode sparked something in you, don't let it fade. Share this with one person who's stuck in the loop of overthinking. Subscribe to the 9 Minutes Ignites, your reset button for the modern mind. And tell me in the comments, what decision will you stop overthinking today? Let's ignite clarity together